Fast forward to one of the nurses on the SHT end of the stick being promoted to boss of both bases as far as base operations and facilities are concerned. Changes made and equitable flight volume distribution changes in effect, and now the workload is much more even and honestly fair, but quick changes come with a reality check. Dope deals were made behind the scenes between and the two air bosses agreed who would take what flight and when. This information didn't trickle down to me or my other pilot who work the opposite shift. That's important since we pilots generally show up 30 minutes or so early to help avoid late flights where we can't bring the crew back. We have strict flight time regs we have to follow per the FAA or certificate action can happen. Read, we stop flying forever, background set for non-aviation folks. I walk in one day, 30 minutes early as usual and hear the tones go off. Flight request. I take it and we complete the flight with no issues, except the flurry of phone calls I get asking why I took it. Reminder that the new rules on which base takes which flight when are beyond me. I'm confused by the question and politely tell them to F off because I literally just did my job. As the new base boss was still on the flight schedule for the day, I was elated to have a face-to-face about it. I was reamed about taking crews on overtime. Huh, what, excuse you? That has never been a thing in almost the decade I've worked here. We get the patient where they need to go, overtime be damned. That's our fucking job, cue malicious compliance. Okay, if paying overtime is now a thing, I'll comply. If we get a flight request that even remotely looks close to having overtime being paid, I'll call her for approval before accepting. Don't want to piss off the mythical bean counters in lieu of potentially saving a life. This is not, by the way, a normal process to take a flight and I will not decline one over it, but I've enjoyed waking the boss up at all hours of the night over it. I didn't start this, just complying. I've asked for written guidance on new policies, but until then, the 3 a.m. call will just keep coming,